Hello and welcome back to Stationers. My name is Bigfoot. We're playing our Venus Brutal Start series. It is currently day 88. It is still very hot on Venus. The weather today is a 50% chance of a storm. And yeah, anyway, um, I have done a lot of work in between episodes. I did a bunch of mining, got a bunch of supplies together for some stuff that we need to do. Based on looking at the beta changelog and some of the beta announcements about the new terrain system, it is looking pretty good, which means that I don't know how many episodes we'll have left in this series. So I guess let me know if you want me to make a new series with the new terrain system. I don't know how many episodes we'll get remaining on here. But definitely when the new terrain system comes, I would like to start a new base in the new terrain system. Obviously, because it's going to look good. Alright, so today we need to get a move on. Our power is absolute trash right now, so we need to definitely work on increasing that. I did make a new bottle for the oxygen, so this one can fill up while we're sipping on the other one, and make swapping tanks a lot faster. Don't know why I didn't do it earlier, but just maybe a lack of resources and, well, oxygen. Anyway, let's head on outside. So I did try and plant some more ferns to start working on getting more oxygen back in there, since we have water coming into the system now. Don't look at that yet. But the power is so low that the lights are flickering, and that's causing the plants to stress out and basically die. So we need to work on the power situation ASAP. Also, I would like to get the furnace working properly, and so that we can make things like steel and whatnot. We don't have any steel currently. A couple things that we need to do. Trader Man outside wanted a few items here, so let's go ahead and pack this up. He wanted some plastic sheets, some coils, a couple of filters, and some duct tape. So that'll be ready for him outside. Now, I did go through and I printed out a whole bunch of stuff, so well, I thought that was more than... thought it was more than one. Where'd the rest of the frames go? Interesting. I had printed a stack of 10, but apparently a stack of 10 has become a stack of 1. That's cool. Alright, well. Same thing with the sheets. I had more sheets than that, but I don't know why that changed. Anyway, made a weather station, made some solar panels, centrifuge, an atmospherics kit, actually 4 atmospherics kits. We'll use those in a bit. Made some of the larger wind turbines. We'll get those installed. Some glass sheets for the solar panels. I made a deep miner, and we have the centrifuge over here. I'm tired of mining. The mountain is Swiss cheese at this point. It's harder and harder to find resources, so I definitely would like to get that going. That guy's going to use a lot of power though, so we need to get power from, well, everything else. Anyway, let's pick up these cables. The cables can go there. Probably don't need the IC housing currently. Chemistry station is going to be needed for making pills, because when the power is out, I don't have any way of healing myself. The doctor's offline at that point, so that's never good. Anyway, let's pick up these guys. Can no stack? They can. Perfect. Solar panels, we'll take that outside. Weather station. Probably going to need the sheets. I'll need those sheets. Alright, let's go. And we have no power. Awesome. Okay. Oh. Right. Helps to turn on your airlock. Okay. Pretty sure you don't have power. Yep. We do have a spot over here already for a solar panel. Data on that side. Yep. Perfect. You guys are all 100% health. Excellent. I think the weather turbines... Wow. They redo their hitbox? Their hitbox is so tiny. It like fits on a frame by itself. That is amazing. Alright, I can get behind that. I can totally dig that. Let me pick you back up and make sure the power port is in the right spot. Yep, power's on that side. Perfect. Alright. I'm really happy about that. Steel sheets. Doot, doot. And I think you need some cables. Oh, so it's initial placement. Huh. That's too bad. Its initial placement box is much smaller than the actual box. That's too bad. Been a while since we've had any weather events, so I fully expect there to be a strong chance of storm soon. Probably could have made those a little bit closer, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and wire this on up to the rest of the power over there. Whoops. I can't go directly along that. I gotta go down a little bit and then across. Oh man. Need more heavy cables. I used quite a few.
Waste tank critical. Temperature high.
Uh-oh.
Temperature critical. Oxygen low. Oxygen critical. Temperature high.
Okay. So what I could do is put another row of solar panels on here, but just kind of like turn them around. But I think I'll just put them over here. I think that might be a little easier. You could do batch naming, like label bank 1 and bank 2, turn bank 2 around, use batch naming to have different math on them, and then they would point it the correct direction. It's one way to do it. Alright, so this tank I actually want to pull out of here. Whee! Explosive fun. I guess you can go there. You need to be power. Oops, I did that backwards. You need to be power. Which means... Where's my cutters? What bag did you get put in? Get out of there.
Jetpack low.
That bag's low. Really now. Alright, it's nighttime. That's not going to provide us really any power.
Tank low.
Boy, need to get rid of some stuff. Fine. I was gonna put that there, but I forgot we had that heavy power cable.
Jetpack low.
I could route you up a little bit. Put you on. Oh, I don't really need to do that right now. Yeah, won't do that. Still have a lack of room.
Air tank critical.
We gotta go inside anyways.
Cognition critical. Waste tank caution. Cognition low.
Alright, so we're gonna put the chemistry station just right here on this guy. And we're gonna wrench her down.
Hydration critical.
There we go. But we need some cobalt, we need some silver. And we need some ferns. So we can make, looks like 4 pills. We just add 10 ferns, 1 cobalt, and 1 silver. And that will give us a pill. Ta-da! Nice. Do the same thing again. 1 cobalt, 1 silver. Give to me. So with this chemistry station, you do have to do this one at a time, which is a little bit annoying. You can't just put it all in there and expect it to make multiples or stacks. Alright, so that's 3 pills, and I've got enough for 1 more set. So what I wanted to do with this tank, it's gonna be a little bit hard to get in here, but I wanted to move it into that empty space there. I just feel like it will better be served inside there than it would be inside the roof. So let me grab the grinder. Come on. There. Okay, we'll take you off and grind the door, or the wall. Can I get in here? Let's see, I just go back over. We don't need this to go like this anymore.
Hunger caution.
Okay, so you can go back there, you can go there. I think I can just have you connected there. Tank, where's your data port? Your data port is on that side. It's a little unfortunate. Could have you clip into the wall slightly. I could just have the waste tank on that circuit, that's not a problem. Okay, and put everything back. Put in there some plating. Plating. Steel sheets. I need to name that tank first before we seal it back up. You are the waste tank. Yeah, I hear you. Nice try. We could just go plating again, why not? And then got the chutes. That'd have been bad. So you are down, you are corner. All right. So that's better. That gives us a bit more insulated tanks back. I can go pull the rest of them out of there. Weather station, we'll need to put somewhere. Heat exchanger I don't need right now. Do need to turn on the trader platform for that guy. Give this guy to the, give the box to the trader. I guess I need it in my hand, don't I? Let's see, you wanted a consumables package. Yes, I have one of those. You can have that. $145. Perfect. Let's see, chocolate bar, we can't do that. Soups and whatnot, can't do that. Pumpkin pie, can't do. Carbon dioxide, we could do, but we don't have it cold enough. It'll take forever to cool down. Yeah, that's too bad. I was hoping maybe he would sell me some carbon dioxide and then I could turn around and sell it to him back. But he's smarter than that. Okay, we could buy some bulk water. 667 moles for 250 bucks. Or if I buy 12 for 216, so it is cheaper to buy in bulk. So we sold our package to the trader. We've got 323 bucks. That's perfect. Buying the liquid water would be nice, but that would require that I have liquid output from the pad and all that good stuff. Which I currently don't have, so a little bit of a problem. Alright, we are going to hook up our weather station. Weather station. I guess it doesn't really matter which way it goes. We'll put it that way, I guess. Alright, what do you need to build? You need plastic sheets. I don't have those with me. A little unfortunate. Oop, I do need those. Doot doot.
Hunger
And one here. Alright. Let's go ahead inside and get those sheets. Deconstructed. I want to weld the plastic into it, I think. Yes. Oh, good. Alright, and there it is. Turn on weather station. Now, if there is a storm incoming already, then this will show green, and we will still be surprised by the storm, because the triggered event that tells this thing to work is already passed. But we'll keep an eye on it. But that is hooked into our power backbone, so we can access that weather station from any point in the base practically, which is perfect for any kind of weather alarm. Alright, you can go in there. I think I would like to work on a weather alarm today. It's not what I should be doing, but it's what we're doing.
Waste tank critical. Oxygen low.
For that, I'd like a flashing light. Console. And we can just put this light right here. Yep. Then we'll need an LED. It's a little bit unfortunate placement. I guess we'll just go right here with it. If I go back too far, I'm afraid that the
Health critical.
large batteries, whenever we make those, are going to be in the way. Right. Let's get you hooked up. You hooked up. Excellent. Alright, let's go deal with our health issues. Okay, I'm gonna want housing 1 here. I don't know that I'm going to split this into 2 separate networks during this playthrough. I just don't think that there's a whole lot of time to do so. Alrighty, so you are going to be my furnace script, and I'm just going to import this because I do not want to have to math that out. I'll put up on screen the picture of the math that I used, or the formula I should say, for it. And yeah, it makes my brain hurt when I look at it, so I'll kind of walk through it as soon as I find it. Okay, so we're going to program the chip. First we need to load into the chip's memory. The chips that you move from housing to housing in stationeers contain a memory that's called the stack. And what you can do is you can write a bunch of information to the stack, and as long as you don't override the stack, you can access that memory at any time. So once it's loaded, and then you can load your other program on top of that to run and read all of the information that we are pushing here to the stack. Believe the stack limit is 512 lines of information that you can access. So keep that in mind. Basically, what I'm doing here is this is based on Khazar Evil's array, because I personally didn't want to go in and type all this information in, so I just kind of cheated and copy pasted his. But I changed his because he had ranges in his stack writer. I'm using target points. So my furnace aims to reach a specific temperature and a specific pressure for each of the alloys that you can make in the game. So I give it the alloy hash. So in this case, it'd be steel. I give it a target temperature, target pressure, and then the hashes here are for the ore distribution. So this furnace script will call out to the ore distribution system and request specific ores be delivered to the furnace to make the product. We won't really be needing that part of it, but it is part of the script. So, all right. So, what we need to do is export this on there, and then you just have to put it in the IC housing, run it for a second or so, and that information is now on the stack. All right, so then what we're going to do, we're going to clear this, we're going to go into the library, and we're going to grab the stack extended. So the first one had all the advanced alloys on it, and then this one is just going to be all the regular alloys. Again, it's the same type of array that we're using, but in here we had to move the stack pointer to 77, or line 77, which was the end of the previous stack writer program. So then we have another bunch of lines we're going to push onto the stack. So export you. Yep. Okay, all that information is now stored on the stack. So then we come back in here again. Get rid of you. And then we grab our automated advanced furnace controller. Okay.
Self-load.
So this is where things get a little dicey. Okay, so Tank 2 trying to explain this furnace code. I'm not going to go into super depth because it involves a lot of math. I'll put up the graphic that I used to come up with the equation. It's a mess. Math makes my head hurt. But anyway, at the top, we're defining a few sensors and the pumps, the furnace, and we needed a memory. The memory is not really needed here because that interfaces or bridges the gap between the furnace and my ore distribution systems, which I doubt we're going to have time to build in this episode. But anyway, we still need that memory. We need a dial lever. We need an LED light. We need some the hash for the pumps that we're using. Then we have a few variables that we've set. We have the ingot hash, we have our target pressure set point, we have our temperature set point. The heat is basically the heat capacity. Final moles, hot final, cold final moles. Those are needed in the calculations. Cold capacity, hot capacity of the different gases that we have. So first we're taking the setting of the dial. We're multiplying that by 7 because we're using a 7 line array basically. So each turn of the dial takes it to the next set of data points. Then we're going to add 3 just so that we can get down to the pressure set, temperature set, and the ingot hash. We pop those out into the registers, and then the button is also again only needed for the ore distribution. So this section here is when you hit the button, it dispatches the different ingots ingot hashes that are required. It sets it to the memory, and then the distribution system creates the memory and dispenses accordingly. Then we're checking the recipe hash in the furnace. If it is what we have selected on our display or the dial, then it goes ahead and ejects it. Then we have a safety override for the pressure. If it's over pressure, then it just vents out the gas and tries again. Here we start getting into the math. Again, I'm not going to really go too much into that. I'll just kind of scroll through it. You can pause it, take a look at it as you want. But we're using a method called calculate the heat capacity. We have to do that multiple times, depending on what kind of gases and which tank and whatnot that we're looking at. So the method just comes down here and it looks at the various heat capacities of each of the gases that are present in there, and it adds them all together. Comes up here, uses all of that in the math. It is quite a lot of math. Then we get down here. It's like right here, I have a end to bottom section, see the picture, which is related to the picture I put up on the screen. Yeah, anyway, once it gets down here, then it turns on the lever for the pumps. And if the lever is on, then we set the pumps on. Or I can manually turn the pumps on with the lever. Yep. Then it loads into the furnace's reagents. Opens the lever only if there's reagents in it, so we don't have the pumps always running and using up our gas. Anyway, that's the furnace code in a nutshell. It's very complicated, but it works, and it works well. Confirm that. I know I did not do a very good job explaining that at all, and I apologize for that. I don't really know how to explain that one too much without diving into a whole bunch of stuff. All right, so let's get this going. Hot sensor is, that should be the hot analyzer. Cold sensor would be the cold analyzer. Hot pump is going to be the hot pump. Cold pump will be the cold pump. That's interesting, there's two of them. Furnace is obviously the advanced furnace, and then the memory, which we don't have, which we can just throw down a random memory somewhere. Do I have any chips? I do not. Let's go ahead and make a memory. Logic memory. While we're in there, I will need a light. Then can I make another housing? Steel and solder. Steel and solder. Still have a green light, that's great. Alright, so a couple of things we need to do. I'd like to pull out this stuff. Okay. Excellent. Alright, and then I want to make sure that these frames are welded up. Welder, frame, or sheets. Quick. Now I should be able to access those from inside. And let's make sure that you're welded up as well. Excellent. Can you turn faster, please? I need more power. Okay, let's grab our other housing. Then we'll grab a memory. Memory we can just put in here somewhere. Sure. We'll just put it there. Okay, let's rush inside and get our health going. Yes, I should be able to pop you guys out. Yes. Good. Grinder. I need one there. Okay, you're all welded up. Good. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of vacuuming. Not really necessary to vacuum, but hey, makes things look a little bit more tidy. Alright, some coal there that I can't reach, but that's alright. So I wanted this space to be an airlock, and I may still do that. Or I might just go out one more. Yeah, we can figure that out later. Okay. We are going to need to do air conditioning shenanigans again. Go, and then some regular pipes. Cables. Doesn't matter what color we put in there. Time to get this backwards again. That's not going to work. I need to go back.
Hunger critical.
Need to go back one space. Handrail. And a wrench. Although if I do put the air conditioners in here, then I will need to expand out one more square. Not ideal, but it's fine. So in that case, let me move this one. And wrench. So you can stay there. You can go here. Pipes first. Now, screwdriver. Cables. Cables, done. Okay. So I need to move you. I'm gonna have another unit here be for filtration. That'll work. Okay, so this needs to go that way. This needs to come this way. It's going to be a one-way valve. And then I'll need another one-way valve over there. One-way valve gas. Okay, switch you on. Switch you on. One too many, but that's okay. If this guy is set to cold, it's going to take the heat, put the heat here. This one is set to hot, so it's going to try and absorb all of the heat and put it into here. So this is the hot pipe. So this pipe needs to go to the outside. To be cooled down. So I'm gonna need a bunch more pipage. Alright, so if I go here, down this way, connect you there, and then you here. Excellent. What do I have two cold pumps for? You are cold pump. You are hot analyzer. You are hot pump. You are front room vent. Wow. There you go. Okay, hot analyzer, hot pump, cold pump, cold analyzer. Make sure you're off, please. Thank you. Lighting. Seal you back up. Okay. Grab you. You. Man, I am gonna need to make steel. That's unfortunate. I was hoping to have this running before I did that. Doesn't look like that's gonna be a today thing, I guess. I'm gonna have to go mining again. All right, let's finish setting up this guy. So we have our hot sensor, cold sensor, hot pump, cold pump. I do have two of those for some reason. Furnace and memory will be the memory. They have two hot pumps too. That is weird. Logic memory, okay. Oh! That's why. That's why. Okay, so that's why I always add the word disp on there. I hate like seeing the word disp on there. It's annoying, but at least then I am setting the right device. Okay, so hot pump. Yep. So cold pump is actually the cold pump, furnace, and logic memory. Perfect. That'll work better. Why are you not working? Because you should be set to the furnace controller housing. Furnace controller. Furnace. Furnace, there we go. And then you are the tank controller. You're off? Yes. Good. So you need to be set to furnace controller. Then you need to be set to, I think, 14. There we go. So 0, there's nothing selected. I can basically just run it in manual mode and do it myself if I wanted to. So we have steel, Invar, all of our basic ones.
Hydration
I think
critical.
we're missing a couple, so let's increase it a little bit. Yep, nickel, silver, and I think we're still missing lead. And then there's nothing there, so we go back 1. 17 is the magic number. There we go. So that's all of our ingots. So now, whatever I'm making something, I just come over here and I just go, I want to make a batch of steel. Perfect. Then the furnace should automatically, yeah, as you can see, it's adjusting the pressure down. Since it only needs about like 1 megapascal or so of pressure in the furnace for steel, it doesn't keep a whole lot in there. Input is 0, output is 0, perfect. It won't actually activate the lever unless the ingredients are in there for the hot and cold pumps to actually start to work. So that is doing its thing, that is doing what it's supposed to do. Good. Now we need to work on the hot tank and get this cold tank set up. Oh man. Okay, I guess I'm gonna eat, drink, go do some mining, and then come back. So much to do and no time to do it. Screwdriver. Okay. So you're going to be nitrogen. We're just going to use nitrogen in the cold tank. So then this guy through a heat exchanger will cool down the nitrogen. Although I could just hook that up directly to the cold system. I could do that, and then that would heat exchange through the rest of the cooling pipe to the rest of the base. So original idea was to have this as a spare AC setup that would kick on if the coolant pipe out there was too hot, and the um, cold tank was at the correct pressure and temperature. Then instead of this guy just sitting here, then it could actually be useful. That was the original intent. Might still work. So you're going to fill up the cold tank with nitrogen. I need to put a radiator out there. I'll probably take the radiator, that medium radiator that's out there now, move it over here. Yeah. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna go do some mining for some items to get some more steel. We'll need to use up some of our volatiles, unfortunately, but that's okay. You can see the chip is reading the stack right now, which is great. It is doing what it should be doing. Okay, found a bunch of stuff outside. We are out of power, as usual. Alright, let's go check on the plants, empty our waste tank. Oh no, no, please stop that. Water temperature is getting better. Oof, ferns are not happy. Well, we're gonna lose a bunch of them. Not much I can do about it. Light kept turning on and off, stressed out the plants. Bummer. Okay, well, we have the technology to rebuild and do better. Alright. To conserve some power, we're going to turn off all these displays. We know that we're already set to steel, so we can turn that off. Oh good, it's morning time, so we should start to generate a little bit more power. We'll turn off the airlock. Alright, so what I need to do is degas a bunch of this stuff. So 1, 2, we'll say 3. Yeah, don't have enough. Could make a partial batch, but that's iron. That's the coal. Good, so let's turn you on. You should adjust the pressure down. Alright, now what do I have in here? I have a very small amount of oxygen and a very small amount of N2O, which isn't going to be enough to do much of anything, so let me pull out the reagent. Okay, so that's empty. Now we'll go ahead and degas our cobalt. It's gonna bring the temperature up a little bit, because it's gonna react with that oxygen and whatnot in there. It's not gonna be up enough. So I think then what I can do is maybe add some gold. Always use more gold. I don't want that venting out all the volatiles that are in there. So there's not much in there. Alright, so we're gonna have to use some more biomass. I think this bit has already been charcoalized. Or degassed, I should say. That'll make charcoal. We can chuck that in. We can chuck that in outside. That did nothing for us. So let's then split off. We'll do 5. Okay. So it's more charcoal for the thing outside. So I'm trying not to use too much. I don't want to create a whole lot of hot gas, because that's not going to be useful. We'll just do 7. That should get us where we need to be. We're making steel. It's good. Just hot enough to not make it not make too much. And just hot enough to make what we want. Excellent. So with the steel, add more silicon, and I need some more pipes. I'm actually going to need a bunch of them, so let's see.
Hydration critical.
Gonna want to connect the output and the input, because that's going to filter the nitrogen and then dump everything else back. I think we can... I think we can grab the intake from up there. And then I need to get this guy up to over there. We'll need to come out one. There it is. Alright, so you are designed to fill the cold tank with nitrogen. We'll need to also temporarily fill up the AC system. So if I put a valve in there, if I put a valve in here, then I can easily fill this up. Do I only want one way? We'll have it one way, see how that goes. So I only want to put pressure into it, but if the tank is too small or something, anyway. Or too much pressure.
Hunger caution.
Okay, so that should work, and then we can just kind of clean this up, I think, a little bit. There we go. Okay, so let's get some nitrogen filters. We can do mediums. Don't want to use up the Constantine though. Guess we'll just do regulars. Some iron. A new spaghetti monster has been born. So now I just gotta wire all this up. I'll wire it all onto the furnace network here. Okay, so I want to keep pretty much one red cable, and then we'll use the rest. How am I gonna wire this mess? I guess you can just come straight out this way. Through the pipe, and then we'll just run down here. Make a little corner. I can't go through there. Bummer. Alright, so then we'll just run back this way. And I guess we'll just go straight. And then we'll need to run this way. Actually, let's not do that. We can just come out that way. Let's save a little bit of cables. That way, that way, that way. Connect you back. you. You again.
Health low.
Alright, so that should be everything all nice and connected. Used up all my cables as usual. Alright. I would like to make some icy chips. That's going to be solder. Icy chip. So gold, electrum, steel, solder. Your silver, your steel. So let's get rid of our furnace code. Clear. Come on. There it goes. Alright, so in here we're going to alias the no, this is the combustor to be 0. And nope. We need that to be dB because we're going to put the chip in the housing. Let me go deal with my parameters. Okay, so we're going to take in we're going to alias the combustor to the filter housing. Then we are going to make a loop, yield. We're going to load into R0 from the combustor. We're going to take the pressure input. If the pressure input is less than, let's say, 1 megapascal. Sorry. So into R, so set less than into R0. If R0 is less than 1 megapascal. If it is, then we're going to set the fuel mixer to pin 0. Yep, start. Okay, so set mixer on and get that R0. And then I think all we have to do is just open back to the start, and that should be all we need. So the combustor is going to keep track of the fuel level in the fuel pipe, which the furnace is going to use, and the combustor is going to use. So both of them are going to use that. Right now we are going to set the mode. Sorry, I set the combustor mode to 0. So I don't want it to make water right now. So it's just going to start in off position. It'll run about 40 watts, which is actually less than a normal housing. And that should be all we need. So let's export that. We'll grab up our laptop. And let's head on outside. Now before we put that in, we need to grab our last atmospherics, and we need to grab some pollutant filters. Filter, we'll just grab a pollutant filter. Yeah, we'll grab 2 of them, why not? Alright, and then we need to go outside and actually build the thing. So one thing that I overlooked when setting up the volatiles in that furnace out there is that the biomass creates moles volatiles, which is fantastic, but it also creates the pollutant, which is not so fantastic. So we need to get rid of the pollutant from the system because we only want pure volatiles in there. So we're gonna have to filter that, and where we're gonna do that, I'm not sure. Because all that's gonna be in the way. All right, first things first. Let's pop you off. Throw that in there. Put you back on so we get a little bit of power from that charcoal. I think you'd be better there. And screwdriver. Okay, so we're gonna have to move this pipe over slightly.
Waste tank critical.
Need you there.
Temperature high.
Waste tank, change
Temperature
out.
critical. Oxygen low. Oxygen critical. Temperature high.
Eating into my pipe budget. There we go. I put a vent on that. Put these filters in there. Can run cables out here. Don't know if I have enough cables. There we go. So you should have power. You do. So we can open you up, put in our chip. We'll grab this guy, and you come here. You should be the gas mixer. Close you up, turn you on. You're idle. Good. So you should not be producing any water. You did a little bit. I need to put on some volume expansion right there. This guy could blow up that small amount of pipe. We have 1 megapascal of essentially fuel in here. It's got a lot of pollutant. Yeah, so let's go grab that passive vent. We'll see if we can't get rid of the pollutant in the volatiles.
Waste tank caution.
Okay. I can turn you on. You should be getting rid of the pollutant in there. You are. That's fantastic. I think I'm going to temporarily just throw that in there real quick. CO2 is building up in my suit. That's all right. Okay, so we'll just let that run for a little while. But that's going to get rid of the pollutant that is in this big old tank of volatiles.
Waste tank critical. Temperature
We
high.
have much more
Temperature
volatiles than we do
critical.
oxygen.
Oxygen low. Temperature high.
Oh no, about the same. Okay. That is doing really nicely. What are we doing on the buildup of stuff up here? Got 92 biomass in that, so next time we chuck something in there, it should go into the furnace. Furnace currently doesn't have anything in it. Yep.
Hydration critical.
All right, I think that's gonna probably wrap it up for this this episode. So again, I don't know how many episodes I'll be able to get out before the terrain updated. It's looking like it's pretty close according to the beta notes there and the beta announcements and videos that are shown on there. You should check it out. It's looking pretty good. Terrain is going to be a much higher resolution, which means that they can actually have terrain features now. So, you know, mountains, Grand Canyons with a river running through it, according to one of the videos. It's looking pretty awesome. So really looking forward to that and definitely want to start a new base on that. Our power situation is still really bad. I'm going to expand the solar panel array out there. I was hoping to get a storm this episode to have those 2 large wind turbines charge up this guy. The biggest issue that we have is just a lack of total power storage. I really want to get stellite made so that we can make those larger batteries. I could make a bunch of these smaller ones, but then I have to stack them and wire them all funky and they just look terrible. So 2 of these guys also would only have a little bit. Yeah, two of those stacked on top of each other is less power than one of the big ones. I think they're like 3.5 each. The big one is like 9 million watts storage. I don't know. I have to go look it up. Anyway, we have water coming in. We have the ability to put more water. So what else did we accomplish today? We have accomplished not a whole lot. So we got the power expanded. We have refined our tanks. We're getting the cold tank ready for its premiere. We moved the furnace waste tank over. We'll need to put a pressure relief valve on that system to get rid of the extra gas that'll be in there. Ideally, that gas would then be treated in a full atmospherics room to capture and sort out the various gases, which we don't have the ability to right now, so we'll probably just dump that out to the atmosphere. But I guess we'll do that in the next episode. This next episode, we really just need to finish up the furnace over there. That's kind of become the main feature. We do have the ability to make water from all the switchgrass and stuff. We're continuing to slowly expand that out. So water, while it is a problem, it is not a problem that we can't solve slowly over time. That's just kind of what it's boiled down to. So the biggest thing is that we need more power so that we can get more, so we can start adding deep drills and whatnot into this, more automation, more machines, to make our life a lot easier. All right. Anyway, I guess we'll tackle that in the next one. Thanks for joining me today.